Test 1 2 1 2. This is the Other Room Podcast, episode 9. We are live again, all the way from Big KK, Thailand. We are your hosts. I'm Joel, aka Authority.
My name is Anthony. Welcome to the podcast.
So we're gonna run some quick shout out and some fun appreciation as well. Shout out to everybody who has been following us, commenting, and giving us some positive feedback. Thank you guys. We really love you. You have a special shout out, right?
Yeah. I gotta give a special shout out to my cousin, my big cousin, director ABD.
ABD, that is my nigga. That is my guy all the way from high school, man. Don't take, my paddy. Don't take, man.
Yeah. It's been a while I've seen him too. It's been like almost 5 years now. Yeah, but he's been really producing some really good work.
Trust me, man. I think he's one of the best music video producer in Nigeria, man. Fact. He's like, I've seen so much video of your work, dude. I'm so proud of you, man.
And the good thing is,
you know what's so funny about this? I knew this guy was so talented when he used mirror to figure out something in a class. you know.
I knew that too. Like he loved art. He loved art.
He knew what I was talking about. Yeah, he used double mirror in a class to do something creative. So yeah,
I'm not really surprised that he's making the great strides he's making right now, because it's something he's always wanted to do. So he's just fulfilling his destiny. And the thing is, he's been able to produce work for big
top
guys,
artists, top artists too,
like J1, then
and Orisha. I think he has Orisha FM too, yeah.
And
I've been following up a lot.
Yeah, I just think the problem is just that the way the Nigeria entertainment market is segmented.
Yeah,
if you're not really in Lagos,
your market is not really booming, and we have this people monopolizing the whole industry.
To setting.
Come on, man. No, you just have to give creative people their deals. Like people who deserve a chance, you have to give them. If you have your video you want to shoot as an artist, just look for creativity, not big names. Trust me, not by big names.
Not
by big names.
Someone who just have the time to come up
the
with
talent, he has everything. He took a lot of time, put an effort into his job, to his art. Come on, man.
Yeah, real
so shout out to you, my dude. Shout out to you. I'm proud of you, dude. I'm really proud of you. And he's always open to learn new things. Like I remember the last time we were talking about stop motion or something like that. I was like, yo, this guy is really trying to improve his art. So,
and the thing is, he's always also connecting with other people within the field. And also trying to learn more and also network. So, which is actually good. And within the South, he's a really big video producer.
Has won a lot of awards.
He just needs to get out.
You really have,
get into Lagos. But at the same time, when he gets into Lagos, then the upcoming artists who are actually benefiting from his productions, then there's that gap too, because they won't be able to access him.
Now. I think the point is, if you can still keep your originality, and even though you are in a big market, music video, you don't have to earn 3 million, 5 million per music video for you to be helping the people. If you set your price in a very affordable way, which people can afford to book you, they will always come for you first, not going to, because one thing is it's not all about who shot it.
Yeah,
it's about the message behind the video.
Exactly. Yeah,
it's not all about how clear the video is with color correction, with nice, decent DSLR camera. You can shoot decent music video, but the message, the creativity, the concept, that is really what matters. So this dude is really great.
If you're actually planning to shoot a music video, then Director ABD is your man.
He's your man, man. Hit him up.
Instagram, on Facebook, and he's very accessible. So,
and that is my nigga from day one, man.
Yes,
all the way back from high school. That is my G.
Yeah. With that being said,
yes, sir.
So let's talk about something much more serious now, because for me, this is something that is actually that I'm more concerned about, because it's something it's a conversation that we're really starting to have now in Nigeria, especially on Twitter, Nigeria, and I actually made a post about it on Facebook today, and it's the case of child marriage.
Child,
What
yes.
actually, yeah, yeah. What actually elicit this conversation today is a tweet by a guy on Twitter whose Twitter handle goes at Daddy Yata. I think he's an Hausa guy.
Okay.
From the northern part of Nigeria. So here goes the tweet. He said, if she can comfortably take some knacks as early as 15, that's sex. If she can comfortably have some sex as early as 15, I see nothing wrong in marrying her off at that age. Early marriage is better than early fornication.
Okay.
Wow.
You know, this ideology of early marriage is actually killing me. Like, that shit is killing the shit out of my life. How could you have sex with a 15 years old girl? They just hit the age of puberty. Not even matured enough emotionally. Not even by, like, just, oh, come on, man. Come on. I don't know where this ideology is coming from. And I don't know
and
the motive behind this. That is a child molestation.
And the problem with that now is that he also had supporters too. People who actually supported.
There's a lot of Northerners share this ideology. A lot of them. And
to double down on that, his followers or his friends on Twitter said, one guy said, if only our neighbors will understand this and stop thinking marriage at young age is uncivilized. And the neighbors in this sense are people from the southern part of Nigeria, which we are from. So those people who oppose kids being married off at a very early age are the people being referred to in this tweet, which is, if our neighbors, us who goes against child marriage, will understand and stop thinking marriage at younger age is uncivilized. There is nothing like civilization in marrying kids off at a very young age.
That is a way of legalizing rape.
Then another tweet. Another tweet said, child marriage. They prefer we feed our daughters and sisters with contraceptives and let them contaminate the air with fornication.
That is the highest level of ignorance. Like, I have never seen, like, I don't know how educated you are, but at least you should be reasonable a little bit.
The problem with this is that a lot of their judgment is based on moral uprightness, that morally it's wrong to fornicate, or if you're having sex when you're not married at 15, then that's fornication. And all of that is based, according to them, on Islamic precepts that has nothing to do with moral. It's more of religion's but for argument. Me, what trumps all of this is that Nigeria is a signatory to the Convention of Rights of the Child, and in that regard, the Constitution of Nigeria trumps every other law. There are parts of Nigeria where there are different forms of law, like there are English law, common law, then Sharia law, and predominantly in the northern part of Nigeria is Sharia law that works around it. So these people, according to Sharia law, maybe it's okay for them to marry kids at the age of 15. But then the Constitution of Nigeria trumps Sharia law, which is the biggest law in the land. Okay. And Nigeria is signatory to this convention that says we need to protect the girl child or every child. And the thing is, what this convention says is that we need to protect the child from exploitation and sexual abuse or different forms of abuses. Marrying a child off at 12 or 15 years old or at early teenage years is sexual abuse. It's exploitation. There is nothing else that defines that.
Fact.
So with that being said, that's a violation of the rights of the child. And people who do this should actually be imprisoned. They shouldn't have the opinion, the access to come on Twitter and to be able to voice these opinions that to me is really disgusting.
The problem is they're so proud about it. They're proud to come in a public platform and voice that opinion. I should be ashamed of yourself.
I can't really wrap my head around
that is
people thinking.
How would you feel? Like, this is like, it's more of like Animal Planet. How would you feel marrying out your daughter or your sister at the age of 15? Exactly. How would you feel?
That's the problem, because how can you have these people who are talking about oh, kids should be married off at early ages to avoid fornication. And fornication to them is when two people who are not married have sex. And that's based on maybe it's on religious text that says that.
That's their religion belief.
So, but then we're not living under religious terms or
it's not a religious controlled country.
Exactly. So that doesn't really work. And also to deviate a little bit from that.
And the thing is, like, if we have to involve so much into religion, and we rating religion above every other things in our life, such as our culture, the constitution, they have to put in place. There's a lot of culture who goes against this immoral act.
The problem, one of the problem with this is that, one, they see a problem with people actually taking contraceptives. They see a problem with that.
What's the problem with that?
And they think that contraceptives
contaminate
the air.
With fornication.
Yeah, with fornication.
It's not just adding up. It's not.
And to them, they think fornication is when two people are having sex without being married. But then, according to this same set of people, it is okay to marry 3 or 4 wives. And that to them is not fornication because, our religion says you can actually do that. I feel like if we really have to...
Okay, let me ask something. What happens to people who are legally married, right, and they're still using the birth control pills? Is that still fornication?
Well, with that, in this case, then that means that they're actually polluting the air with contraceptive, which is what these people actually want us to do. I can't understand how we've come so low to have people who think that these ideologies of the past or these ideologies of medieval days or ages should work in a very civilized world that we live in, whereby kids are being married off to older men. Since I've been reading this tweet and it's been bringing up a couple of conversations online, and since I've been reading this, I've been really devastated by it because I'm trying to put myself in that place where I feel, okay, will I ever agree to my daughter being married off at a very young age, or my own sister, or with this same set of people who are actually out saying these things, would they agree to their kids or their own sisters being married off at a very young age?
Trust me, they won't.
So then why propagate things like this?
Because right now in Nigeria is either the constitution doesn't matter to people anymore. It's their religious belief. If the religion say you can do this, you can go ahead and kill people, they will go ahead and do that without even thinking the side effect or what the law really is. If the law is against or in support of that very act, it's more of like my religious belief, not the constitution. It's not your cultural belief anymore. It's like if the Bible, the Quran, the pastors, the imam said this, that means it's morally right. So they believe the Bible or Quran can never go wrong, and which is a big problem, a huge problem in the country today. And not only the country, is even most African countries, because this act is not only in Nigeria or the northern. I believe one government civil servant, I don't know what his name was, he went to Egypt and married
it was a former senator, Senator Ahmed Yerima, the former governor of Zamfara State. He was actually the first governor who introduced the Sharia law into northern Nigeria. So according to Sharia, then it's okay to marry off kids. That's what he was saying, and he had a lot of support even within the Islamic community and among Islamic clerics and scholars. But then what I'm actually more interested in is, as much as I want to denounce this act or this statement by these idiots, I'm actually more interested in understanding how people have come up with these ideologies, especially in times like these, and they've been even emboldened to come out and defend these values that they hold. Because to me, it's just, I can't wrap my head around it. Like I said earlier, like, how can you even sleep with a child? Because to me, that's a child. A 12, 15 years old kid. How can you actually marry them off and you expect that child to actually perform the duties of being a wife or a mother?
Or a mother. They didn't even have time to learn enough from their mothers or from the environment.
Because of this, what's your own reason for justifying child marriage? Fornication. Because your own moral uprightness just says that if people who must have sex must be people who are married. So
why can't you just wait till they're like 20, 23, 24 and then you marry them?
And the thing that is really alarming about this, just to like buttress your point, is that there are a lot of people who hold this opinion or these values within northern Nigeria and other places within Africa that kids should be married off. And it is very, very wrong. We need to denounce this. We need to actually educate people. It's even annoying that you have people who probably have passed through the four walls of a class or tertiary institutions actually standing up for these values that holds no place in a world, in a civilized world where we live in right now.
Trust me, I think people, like I will always say this. I think our religious belief is actually making us sound stupid or foolish every day. We stop thinking. We stop using our common sense. This is like an act of common sense. If you think well, you know you can never give out your daughter at the age of 15 to marry someone that is like 40 years old. How would you do that?
How is early marriage better than fornication? And who defines fornication? Who defines what a person does with his or her own body? Why do people have to live their life?
It's the Bible and Quran
to feed into your own moral norms and values. There are just so many questions that pops up in my head that I don't even feel like having a conversation with such persons who hold these opinions.
People who has this belief, I would never engage in any conversation or argument with them because there's nothing you can do to change their own beliefs.
How low can you actually get?
And you coming out publicly and saying this in a public platform. No, man, that is terrible.
That's the problem, right? That this guy actually said this. And when it went viral and people started to attack him and some certain people decided to support him, he decided to double down. And here is what he said. He said, bastards conceived and birthed outside wedlock have besieged my timeline. So those who hold a contrary opinion are people who were born out of wedlock. They are called bastards under his paradigm. So he says, they have besieged my timeline for my preference of early marriage, for over early fornication. So he prefers people to be married at an early age than fornicating. We are diametrically opposed in all aspects of life, culture, and tradition. I won't cease tickling your emotions and stoking your fury. Yes, you've been able to stoke my fury, but my emotions, no. My emotions is not guiding my values in this case. My values are pretty logical and liberal in this case, in the sense that this should not even be happening. We shouldn't even be having this conversation at this stage of human evolution, whereby we're talking about a 12, 15 years old kid getting married.
Okay, let's even break it down. Let's break this age thing down. Like, from one, how old will a girl be before they could be able to have sexual feelings, like before their age of puberty and things like that, right? So if you have a daughter from the age of 1 to 10, they don't know anything. And from age of 10 to 15, they started experiencing, they started like get to know their own body, their own self. They started learning about menstrual period, how you can clean up your mess. Then they started growing like boobs and things like that. And you want to marry someone like that out. They didn't even have enough time to study who they are yet, to understand how their body works, without the guidance of their own mother or people who are older than their elder sisters. And you want to marry someone like that.
I don't know. That's why I keep saying that I'm in an abusive relationship with Nigeria, because
how stupid can you be? Like,
when you really start to like hear these things coming out from people who are Nigerians, then you just be like, it's already bad being black. Then it gets worse being a Nigerian. Because yeah, it's true. And then
it's a crime being Nigerian.
And don't get mad that I'm saying this. It is people like this who say statements, who make statements like this that are very sympathetic to Boko Haram.
Yes, that's
people
fact.
Who say these things.
That's fact.
That believe that jihad is the way forward, is the way, and it's people like this who think Christians or people who do not believe in the precepts of Islam are infidels. People of
100% fact. You're right.
Are infidels.
There's nothing wrong about that. That is fact.
The same set of ideology
it's
and
the same ideology, yeah.
To these different despicable acts and opinions and values that people hold, especially people from the northern part of the country that fits into the description of what this guy is doing. Because how can you actually try to normalize or rationalize this very despicable act of marrying a child, and you can come out and actually say it and even double down? And for people who I'm actually very open to, like, I believe a lot in the diverse opinions, right?
Mm-hmm.
But and at the same time, I try not to engage in ad hominem, that is attacking the character of other people who hold different views from mine. Like, we can actually keep it very respectful and see each other's point.
Yeah.
But since he cannot engage in the debate, he decided to call people bastard.
Yeah.
If
you really have a point, like, if you have a point and you have some facts to back it up, you just go ahead and state it. Not like, and he was talking about emotion. He's actually bringing emotion into the entire thing. He's getting emotional because people are against his belief.
I don't know how people even come up with this, that early marriage is a solution. And the problem is, early marriage actually leads to so many problems. If you actually look at it, like we should look at, it will lead to high mortality rate.
Yes.
And it could lead to more suicide, because these kids are being thrown into situations that
they don't even approve. They don't approve it. They don't even approve them.
It will lead to lack of education, because how do kids like this be able to, like, perform the responsibility of being a wife
and a student,
go to school at the same time, also being a mother too, if they decide to give birth at that age. So there are so many things it will actually lead to, which creates further problem in the country. And already the country is in a mess. And when you start to create these problems, whereby the future is not really bright when it comes to the girl child, then it becomes a chaos.
And I was talking to this guy from the northern part of Nigeria. The last time I went to salon to cut my hair, I saw him, and he was like, "Oh yeah, he's going back to Nigeria. The presidency is theirs and things like that, because they are the majority in the country." I was like, you are the majority because you guys allow the people from Chad, Niger to sneak in, and you count them along your own population and say, yeah, there's nothing we can do about that, because they came in, they married our people, they're part of us. Like, they might be part of you, but not part of us.
Yeah.
They're not part of us. And you counting them among your population just to have access to create more states and things like that. It's cheating.
To be able to influence the politics.
It's cheating. It's like, you guys are cheating, because we could easily allow people from Cameroon to come through.
Yeah.
Also, we could allow people from Benin Republic to come in, but we're not doing that. We close our border just because those people can speak Fulani and Hausa. You let them just come into the country.
Because then they have a very similar religion. And
let them claim, and now you're claiming majority. And come to think of it, let's rate the educational standard of your own region. Right? How many people are really educated in that aspect? From the region? How many people are rich? How many people still living below
the
poverty line? So all they are after is them be majority.
A huge chunk of the poverty problem in Nigeria is in the northern part, and then you have a lot of very rich and influential Nigerians who are also from the north. That the wealth is not
circulating. It's
not properly distributed according to the households in the north. So that's why there's a high level of poverty around that region. It's very easy for people to recruit these youths and kids into
brainwash them and let them do whatever. Yeah.
So it's really crazy, but
It's annoying, man.
I just feel like it's important that we add our voice to this and just show that we denounce this act, and we believe that the children should be protected from people.
They should be educated as well.
People who hold these views or these opinions are pedophiles.
They are 100%
potential pedophiles. So we should protect children from them.
And now they're hiding under religion to
espouse
this. Yeah, and which is really bad. It's bad for the country. It's bad for every, like, it's even bad for Africa as a continent.
Yeah,
because there's no way aside from Africa they're doing this. I don't know about some Arabic countries, but I think
I don't even think it's happening in the Middle East. I don't think things like this is happening in the Middle East. You can actually say, okay, the Middle East is very conservative, and in the sense that a lot of family base their values on Islamic laws, but at the same time, they don't have high level of education,
child marriage as well.
Like you could talk about arranged marriages.
Yeah,
which is a thing even in Southeast Asia, like countries like Bangladesh and
India
and some other parts of Asia. You make those cases too in the Arab world, but to talk about early marriage, I don't really think that's a thing.
People should just stop doing this. This is ridiculous, and this is it's
I don't know, like since
the continent.
Like
I still can't believe it. Like most of the time, even me as old as I am, if I meet someone that is like below 18 years old, like, what are you doing outside? Like,
people,
how are you doing outside?
Just to reiterate,
I can't even go in a relationship with 18 years girl. It's abnormal.
Why would you want to do that?
For what? Because you don't even know how to even take care of yourself. How are you going to take care of the relationship? And come on. Let's talk of getting married to 50 years old.
I don't know.
No, this is
I'll
making
tell
me
you,
like
this is
killing my mood, man.
It is folks like these who think marrying kids out at early age of 15 and 12 are people who will definitely be in support of slavery, because slavery, there's a huge part of the Quran that proves that Prophet Muhammad actually seized slave in the Quran. So it's people like this who will also try to normalize slavery or exploitation of people. But the problem is that slavery has been abolished all over the world, so it's not a thing. So then, if you're now trying to say that, okay, the Quran says that people can be married off at early ages, then definitely, how about people being used as slaves? How about we start to capture people from the northern part and start to use them as slaves?
There should be a huge punishment for anybody who marries an underage girl in Nigeria, and any family who decided to give out their daughter in an early marriage. There should be a huge punishment for that.
The thing is,
big one.
I just think the senator who actually married a 15-year-old Egyptian has been able to help normalize or rationalize it within the North, that the people actually think, okay, it's okay to do that. Because when an elite does that, or a senator or a politician does that, then you're giving green light to even the uneducated and the less privileged, that, okay, it's okay to do this. And that leads to further problems. So let's move away from that.
This is actually killing my mood, man.
The Super Bowl was over the weekend, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. The Bears couldn't make it.
Oh, yeah. Philadelphia Eagles, man.
Yeah, congrats to the Eagles, man. You guys well deserved it.
Yeah, like
first time in history.
I didn't really watch.
I don't watch.
I didn't really watch American football this season because of Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah, me too.
And how he has been blackballed. So, but what was really painful to me is that you find folks or activists who were telling us that, okay, we should stand up for Colin Kaepernick and make sure he gets a job. When the season started, these are the same folk who started to watch NFL games and started to tweet about NFL games.
Yes.
So in this case, to use the words of Stephen A. Smith, we got bamboozled. For those of us who actually believed in the struggle that, okay, we need to get that brother a job. I decided to boycott watching the games. Even
I don't
till
watch
the
any
Super
game.
Bowl.
Yeah, I don't even watch
So
the
I only
Super
got
Bowl.
notifications
I just
from Bleacher
read the
Report.
news and I was like, oh, okay.
So I got notifications from Bleacher Report when the game was going on, and that was just it. Like throughout the season, I have not really followed American football because
I just read a
because
couple
I
of
just feel
news.
like
Yeah, just read a couple of news about them, but I don't really. I decided not to watch this season because it's like, and I think the NFL, most of the NFL players, they are not getting what they deserve. Like it's the biggest American sport,
yeah.
but I think is the only American sport which player get the lowest payment contract. The players don't get.
They don't really get compensated like
that is
like
terrible.
NFL
That is
players.
most dangerous sport. Like
Yeah,
the
it's
basketball
really dangerous.
players, they like the max salary is like huge, like, and they have like something in reserve. But NFL is like the organization are the one making the money, not the player. Right?
Yeah,
the organization
definitely.
is the make, and most of the NFL players they don't even have like a good sponsor for like most of NBA players have Nike, Adidas, making huge money.
Because you know,
imagine they
really-
recruit still making money even after so many
really
injuries.
different in the sense that a lot of the things like okay maybe the NFL shoes are just basically football shoes and that's where it stops. Except people like Mike Vick, who's been able to partner with Nike and have normal sneakers, right?
But come on, wait. Football shoes like normal soccer shoes, the players are still making huge money too, huge amount of money, and they making like from the deal, like the sponsorship, they're making a lot. Imagine Cristiano Ronaldo.
Football
like,
is a much bigger sport than American football.
Yes, but
because
they
it's
use
global.
Yeah, it's global, but
So-
they almost use almost the same client. It's almost the same thing.
Yeah,
right?
but the sales is actually very different.
yeah,
The
the
sales
same.
is very different. If you look at the
They're
numbers,
selling. They're
if you look
selling
at the
only.
numbers of people playing soccer in the world,
That is
compared to the
large.
people who
Yeah,
actually-
yeah. That is
because
that football.
the problem is
football.
how many.
NFL is just like American football is only in America. No.
Yeah,
nobody
exactly.
actually
That's what I'm saying. Like
doing
how
it,
many
but
35 years old or 40 years actually lace up their cleats and just go and want to start.
But
play American football.
Yeah, the point I'm saying is that you can still use the same client to play normal soccer football game. That's what I'm
It's actually
saying.
more dangerous than soccer boots. It's actually much more stronger and very dangerous. So
How?
it won't even be allowed.
You sure?
Yep, it won't be allowed.
They use the
So you
hard,
can't even
hard,
make a
hard-
comparison. You
hard-
can't
hard boat.
make a comparison between
How is it-
American football and soccer.
What is the difference?
There's lots of difference. Like there's lots of difference. Like soccer is a global game and the followership.
I mean,
is
like I'm talking
actually
about the client,
huge
not
and
even like the sport. I
even
know the
the
sport
play. So
is
you can't
totally
actually
different.
the endorsements are pretty different in the sense that you make more money from soccer endorsement than American football endorsement.
And NBA players too, basketball players make more
Because
money from endorsement as well.
Yeah, it definitely because
And
sneakers
it's,
are like pop culture.
and it's
Sneakers
not
is
even
part of
as
pop
big
culture.
as big as football in America.
Yeah, but it's bigger in every part of the world. Go to China, come to
Yeah,
every
like
country all over
yeah,
the
we can
world.
talk about like it's more global than American football. But do you know how many population in America?
Yeah, the American
It's
population
like
is just
even the basketball players, most of them are once football player. Like it's
American
like more of like a sport. It's like
American
national sport.
population is 300 million or just let's say 350 million, and
It's a
you can't
national sport.
You can't compare that to like the number of people who actually love basketball all over the world.
But how many people actually playing basketball all over the world? That's what I'm saying.
More people play basketball all over the world than American football.
Yes, fact. That is
So
true.
you can't make a comparison between the deals because one is actually more profitable and global than the other. And how many 40 years old will actually go and start to play American football?
And how
It
many?
doesn't happen often
They
because
just- yeah, they
how
just
do you
throw-
get
they just-
enough pitch? They just throw even
Just
without wearing the
throw-
cleats.
yeah,
You
you
just wear
can just
sneakers and
throw
start
it.
to throw the balls.
But in America is
then
huge.
compared to, like-
What I'm saying, in America is huge. Even like in every Super Bowl, they got like the spectators, the people who actually goes to watch is bigger than even two NBA finals. Like,
Yeah, I get it because
the only sport that is bigger, like have the highest is football, which is like 1 point something billions, like World Cup finals. right? But this NFL or this Super Bowl, they got like almost like 600 million people,
Yeah,
watching
yeah.
all over the world, not even only in America.
Yeah, because it's just that event, right? That it just takes that one day, and it's just like everything stops in America basically, and it's on a weekend, where so you just can't really make an excuse as to why you're not watching it, and it's already part of the American culture. So that's where that really huge number comes from. But when it comes to like global acceptance, right? Even when you say, if you, without me actually literating it by saying American football, when I just say football, people all over the world probably think I'm talking about soccer, right?
Yeah,
So it's also on that level that you actually have to see the acceptance is not really that much all over the world. It's just that it's becoming part of pop culture. That's why people now know the difference between American football and soccer. So yeah, I don't feel like their players are being compensated enough by the owners, but at the same time, their deals is basically worth what is it's worth, because apart from outside of America or not America, not many people actually won't fuck with American football, and also there are people also who feel like, oh, American football is adapted from rugby.
From rugby, yeah.
So there's also that contention too going on. So that's why it's impeded the growth of American football all over the world, and it takes a lot of strength too to be able to play the game compared to other games too.
But
the
come to
injuries
think of it,
sustained-
MLS are paying more higher than NFL, but it's more,
MLS, that is Major League Soccer
yeah.
or baseball.
I mean the baseball.
Yeah, I don't really know how baseball really works, like in terms of, but I think they're paid even much.
I think
more
they pay much more than NFL.
Yeah.
So we're pumping outside. Any new news out there? Something going on?
Yeah, lots of NBA All-Star injuries.
Oh yeah, from the
LeBron team caught a bug.
On Twitter today, I was like, LeBron was like, when he saw the Pozingas injury, he thought it was just like minor thing. Maybe he will come back again. Then it's like major injury, get well soon. And this girl commented like, LeBron, your team is caused.
Yeah,
it's like
basically
four injuries
that's
and
what
like
people saying.
Yeah,
like,
it's like three power forward who can actually shoot threes from outside.
yeah,
That
maybe
is
it's time to
terrible.
actually bet on Team Curry, right?
Yeah. I think people will start betting on Curry's team now. But
Yeah, it's really crazy because I don't know, like guys are just going down at this time of the year.
And this season is like one of the worst seasons in NBA history. Like too many injuries.
Yeah, when I'm watching the game now, I really hold my breath when a guy goes down. Like, is he done for the season?
No,
or
I
is he
don't
gonna
watch. I
stand
don't watch
up?
twice. Once a guy goes down, I was like, no, I'm taking my eyes off. I don't watch like that because it's getting way too much. Since I saw the this guy's injury, Paul George. Paul George's injury. I was like, no, everything's like, no, man, I can't stand it, man.
It actually
I
takes
can't
a
really
lot
watch.
for a guy like that to come back.
Oh,
Yeah, he actually worked his ass off, and you also have to give it up to the medical team that got him ready to come back.
that is great comeback. That is great recovery.
Because one of my fears is just that when these guys actually go down, like how better they can come when they get back, and there's been a few guys that have come back really better, and there have been guys who just come back worse, like Derrick Rose, right? His athleticism has
everything
digressed.
gone. Yeah,
And there are guys who come back even better, like Paul George, then Tyreek Evans, right? So I'm closely watching what happens when Porzingis gets back or DeMarcus Cousins, Boogie gets back.
I think Boogie will still be playing the same thing because if you're considering the way he plays, he's a big guy, so the athleticism is not like he has to run like as quick as Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose is like a ball handler, and the only person I'm scared of if someone that, God forbid, is Westbrook.
Oh,
if he got major injuries, like dude.
Yeah, that's why I feel like he needs to actually turn it down a little bit.
The way he plays is like,
if he goes down, then it's really gonna have. His game is built around athleticism.
Yeah.
And there are a couple of guys like John Wall, Derrick Rose.
Okay,
who are also
imagine
Westbrook.
what's his name? Chris Paul, right? Chris Paul can get like 50 injuries, and still come back and play the same
because
thing.
his
Because
game is
it's
never
like,
been built on athleticism.
yeah,
He's just 6 foot. So yeah, it's difficult for him. There are guys whose game is just based on athleticism, and the same thing goes for Steph Curry too. Even if he gets injured and comes
he will
back,
always come back
he
and
will
play
still make
good.
the same
Yeah,
impact because
do
he doesn't need to
everything.
dunk
Yeah,
or he doesn't need to like drive by you
just like
with
shoot.
so much
It's as
speed.
easy as that.
So that's why I feel like Dennis Smith Jr. and Donovan Mitchell need to slow down a
Need to
little
slow
bit.
down there too. And Dennis Smith Jr., like in college, everybody was scared. He
Yeah.
got these major injuries, and people think, oh no.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
you
Like,
really have to slow
he
down.
needs to slow down, especially
Slow
being
down
a
so
rookie.
much,
Like,
yeah. No,
make a
you
little
don't,
bit of money first.
you don't do like that. And
You
I
can do what
love,
you gotta
and I
do.
love how Ben Simmons play. He's like 6'10".
I'm not really a fan of Ben Simmons because
Ben
he
Simmons,
can't
no.
really shoot, and
Forget
and if
about
he's
shooting.
playing-
Like he can always work on that. It's
and
like
if he's playing against guys who match up very well with him, then he doesn't really play that effective. Like if he's matched up with guys like Giannis Antetokounmpo, he can't really do much because Giannis is as mobile as him.
but more
So,
athletic.
Exactly. So
But
it is
the
guys
point-
who are a
but-
little bit slow that he
But
can
the
actually move
point
on.
is, if you're playing point guard, there's no way you're gonna match up against Dennis Antetokounmpo. It's more of like you trying to make your team better. But Antetokounmpo can do a lot of things. He can handle the
Exactly.
ball,
Yeah.
play like he can do a lot of things. Unlike
can
Ben
guide-
Simmons,
yeah.
Ben Simmons, like just let him control the tempo of the game, like easy pass, easy driving, no shooting, no perimeter jump shot. So
Yeah, and for a big guy, his handle is
he's
actually
really good, and
because
he's smart too. He know when to drive and when not to.
he has ball court vision. Yeah, he's good, but I'm just not a fan because compared to like guys in the league who can actually still move the ball, then
First year, he's still improving. You just
not
have to
really a
wait.
first year player, man.
He's like first year in the league.
Like
He got
it's not
in-
really a first year
First
player.
year.
We need to actually stop.
No.
Because a guy redshirts his first season doesn't make him a first year player. He's been around the league. He goes to games. He sees.
He sees, but he played for the first time this season. That is how. No. That is how. You see.
That's
Okay,
not
let
really
me
first
give you.
year
Let me
player
give you this
because-
guy. He's still a rookie because he's playing his first career game. He got drafted
technically
a
he's
year
a
before.
rookie doesn't mean he doesn't have the advantage over other guys.
What advantage? Age advantage or what?
Not really age advantage. Like
So what
being
advantage is
around
that?
NBA teams, going, traveling, seeing games, training with LeBron and these other guys over the off season,
But
and,
you know,
and being rested and
do
everything.
you know you can do all that? You can do all that, but play in the league is different. There's different, different thing when you step your foot on the court. You really want to stand up against those guys. It's not like being in a training section or like watching films. It's totally different.
He's playing
totally
his
different.
first season, but I don't really see him as a rookie or a first year player because the thing is, I don't really know what those guys in Philly are actually up to because for the past 3 or 4 years, each first lottery pick is
Lucky
always
pickers
going
got
down and
injured.
just-
Yeah.
Maybe
That is
except
one of the problems.
Jaleel Okafor, who actually played his first season.
He played his first season and got injured during that season before the season runs out.
At least he actually started the season, and then compared to like, I think Nellis Noel was out the first season.
Yeah, first season.
then you went straight to
Embiid was out. Ben
then
Simmons
then
was
Markel
out.
Fultz.
Yeah.
Then so it's like they're cursed, and they'll probably like even be more careful like
They have to be careful.
going forward. And it even gets worse for Markel Fultz because the way he is now, it just seems like he's never played basketball his whole life.
Oh yeah, he can't even shoot.
So,
It's
and
like
this
everything
was
get
a
messed
guy
up.
who's-
Everything get destroyed.
I don't
like
know.
everything.
This was
Has
a
to
guy
change the
who
shooting
got,
pattern and everything.
who got compared to Tracy McGrady coming out of college.
No.
And that's one of the problems I actually had, like in the sense that when you're drafting guys who've never really proved themselves in college, I have a problem with that. Markel Fultz didn't really play with the University of Washington. He didn't go to the like NCAA March Madness, so we didn't really see how good this guy really was on TV. But it was just speculations that he's going to be top of his class. And here we have it. The same thing goes for Ben Simmons too. Okay, the good thing was that he had a growth sprout. during his 1 year off. Then he trained with NBA trainers and NBA players. Then he went to games. He saw a couple of things and all that. Then he's friends with LeBron and everything. So he turned out really good for the player he is. But drafting a guy who didn't really prove himself in college, I don't know. I don't really know. Because you see guys who played like a couple of years. And I really have this theory, right? That, I don't know, in the NBA, when there are players who come into the draft, haven't played 2 or 3 years in college, they are usually drafted late or in the second round. And guys like Draymond Green, then we have Kai Kuzma, then Malcolm Brogdon, and these other guys, they played 2-3 years in college before getting into the draft, and they get drafted late in the draft compared to guys who just play 1 year in college and they just immediately apply to the draft and they just get drafted. How about you look at a guy who decide to stay in college, get matured, play a lot of games before coming into the NBA?
I think NBA right now is all about the how good you are from your high school. Yeah. So as you cross over to college, they just want to see you play a couple of games. Then it's not all about how matured, how you really take your time to study the game or get used to the game.
There are guys who actually came into college and actually developed their game into NBA standard games, and there are guys who actually played their hearts out from high school. That's why you, like in the early days, you had recent times we had like LeBron,
we have Kobe too.
Kobe, all these guys, Tracy McGrady straight out of high school. But now we don't get to see that often anymore because of the rules, right? But even at that, players who've played 2 or 3 years in college, I feel like they deserve a chance.
Yeah, they should be like the first pick.
Because if with players who've played 2-3 years in college, the recent stats and their performances have shown that they decide to develop their skills before and being confident with themselves before coming. Like, look at Kuzma, man.
That boy is balling. That boy is balling.
He's a big baller.
Trust me. I think Laker really has to be
they got a steal.
It's a big one. It's a big one.
Personally, to me, I feel he's playing better than their number 2 pick.
Don't compare. No,
which is
you cannot compare both, man. No.
Last year, rookie winner Malcolm Brogdon, he actually completed all his years in college.
Right?
Yeah. I heard he even have a master's too.
Wow.
But I don't know how true that is. Maybe he's still studying his master's, but he spent his 3-4 complete years in college. He got his bachelor's before going into the draft.
Nice,
and
great.
He won the Rookie of the Year. Okay, maybe he won because Embiid went down.
Yeah, went down.
But at least, even with
he was hurt his first year.
Yeah, and this is his second year. He's injured now, so he's out for like maybe 2 months. So a couple of guys who've gotten out of college, who spent a couple of years in college. Look at Draymond too.
Yeah, nobody knew Draymond was.
Yeah, and the same thing for Isaiah Thomas. Okay, I know he's regressed a little bit this season, but you can't take anything away from him that Isaiah is good. Yeah, he has a defensive liability because of his height, which is something that there's no way you can actually hide that, because guys will actually beat you off the dribble or anyhow because of your height. There's nothing much you can actually do. But he's a killer. He can actually kill you on the offense. So that's where his game is predicated on, right? So I don't know how the league is actually moving into this transition of trying to play guys who spent years in college. I think that would be a good thing.
They should really look into that though, but I don't know if NBA or the league the college basketball this is structure around that. They believe the more year you spend in college, the more time you waste. Like, it's like you were supposed to enter the draft at your early year, and if you spend 2 more years, like, oh, he's gonna pick this, who we don't really see much of his, like, that's bullshit.
And the thing is, even with 2 years being played in the University of Utah, right, by Kai Kuzma,
I think
they didn't even notice him.
They were spent almost 2 or 3 years too.
Yeah, so guys who spent a couple of years in college should actually be given that preference, because they decide to stay back because they needed to develop their skills, and at the same time maybe they look at their chances that with the draft, with the team being drafted with that year, maybe they don't stand a chance. And if they decide to apply for the draft, then they know that, okay, now
I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
I'm
and
ready
you should be like,
to be a rookie.
this someone you really want to look into his game or consider to pick.
Yeah. So we've been doing podcasts for a couple of weeks now. It's been like 2 months already. So this is like episode 9, right?
We're progressing, man. We're moving, and the feedback is really great.
Yeah,
we can
big
believe
ups
this.
to everyone.
There's a lot of people watching.
So podcast is the thing that I think a lot of people actually are interested in podcasting right now. What do you think?
Yeah, I think very soon, like I can only speak
the future of podcast.
The future of podcast in Thailand and back in Nigeria. I think right now here, people who I know around this country, we are the first. Yeah. Like we have the podcasters, right? And the feedback from the people who are actually paying attention, who are watching, they're giving us a very great review. The feedback is nice, and people were getting a little bit know around the city in Bangkok. The famous people started like watching. People started asking us to.
I'm really surprised too. Like people just randomly come like, "Yo, I've been watching your podcast."
Like,
oh, okay, cool.
So I think it's a great thing for us. But my concern is, I think very soon, and you should be concerned too. I think very soon, it's going to be like a recharge card vendors. So it's going to be like everybody want to do podcast. Everybody want to be creator. Everybody want to talk about something, which will make, I think it's going to kill the originality of, in a way it might make it competitive, but I'm not scared of the competitive nature of it. But what I'm scared of is people just want to go by the name, I'm a podcaster. Just like the people who when blog started. Now everybody's a blogger, And this is our own way of doing. We're trying to keep everything as organic as possible, but at the time I still feel concerned too, because as soon as people started knowing that there is a way you can make a living out of this, generate revenue, and I'm saying something, you should be ready for a backlash too, because you're gonna say something and people will hit you up and like you should be getting prepared for all those stuff. That's just my take, and I see this like a lot of people coming into podcasts before end of this year or probably early next year. It's gonna be a thing everybody want to go into. That's what I'm just thinking. I've been thinking over this for a long time.
The thing is, if you have the funds, right, and you feel like you have the charisma and what it takes to actually be a podcaster, and you are opinionated.
Yeah,
and you're able to create content that people want to listen to and people like, then it's good. But it's not about like how fancy it is or just being out there. Every week we try to improve, right?
Yeah, we try to
improve based on people's podcast feedback. And at the same time, we're also thinking of ways to improve our content.
We talk about this, what to do,
it goes a lot into finance and a couple of stuff, because how many people actually just have that money to actually want to like buy the equipment and everything, and the time then
to work on the video, the audio,
exactly, like pre-production, then the production, then the post-production
and everything. So
the thing for me, what I'm more concerned about is that if we are trailblazers for people to actually do it, then it's good to me. Like, okay.
That's what I say.
We're able to like challenge people.
We're not scared of the competitive nature of it. Like, and it's gonna be.
There's no hate. Then
it's gonna be like. Good. But trust me, people's gonna throw shot, which I'm ready for. I can be reckless. Trust me, I can really be reckless because I'm trying to keep it a little bit decent. Like, no, I don't use the N word, no B word, no. Like, dude, I can really be reckless. I can go wow in a minute.
If people decide to like start their own podcast,
that is nice. I would be happy
with me. Like, I
invite us over too.
I just know, like, yo, I'm your OG. Because I created that platform for you to also do it.
Before
like,
you, right?
I give you the inspiration to want to do this because you feel like I was doing it, then you can do it.
Just take
then
note.
You just channel off of my energy, right? And I see people who've been trying to do it too, and I'm pretty okay with that. Like, we have different sort of goals.
Yeah,
we have different set of audience and people. We're not just trying to create content out there. We know the kind of people we're trying to create content for, and people who we target with our contents, right? And also we feel like, okay, our opinions are valid in this sense, and we try to make it as organic as possible, like you said. So there's enough space for everybody to actually compete. But thing I just think is the competition should be based on producing good content.
Good content, yeah.
So
yeah, I
that's
think
it.
This shouldn't be strange to you. Even after we started, we see people like driving on, like trying to create the same thing like us, but they don't like.
Yeah.
This is not just something you just wake up one day and think you just get a camera and sit in front of camera and talk. It takes a lot of
there
research.
There has to be a niche. You need to carve a niche for yourself, and there has to be a void that your voice is trying to fill.
It's not just something you just come here, talk.
And at the end of the day, the competition also should be a way for everybody to step their game up.
Yeah.
So if you want to do podcast,
go ahead.
Good luck with that. Like, I'll definitely support
just make it,
if I can.
Make it competitive, make it challenging.
So
where
then
I can
we
feel like
this person is producing this content, then we need to
step the game
to do something even much better than we're doing.
And now I think let's talk about our plan this month, or the coming,
like live podcasting.
Yeah,
right?
I think we're gonna do that. We've received an offer from different people to actually come out to that, which is like, dude, I don't even want to get paid doing that, but it's fun, It's like
exactly.
the recognition.
You
do something people actually watching you.
Support
people watching you, they come to you. It's like, yo, I want you to do this in my club. I want you to do this in my club, which is like. Feel happy.
Watch
blessed,
out for live podcast. Like, we're going to be inviting people too. Like, just like you have it on First Take, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So we're
exactly.
Just
gonna invite people
to
come to talk. Exactly. Yeah. I discussed this with.
If you want to be part of the live podcast,
just come up, and very soon, very very soon, you will be able to stream. Like, we're going to like have a live broadcast. Like, you're going to listen to our podcast live and direct, and then you can watch again the playback on YouTube, listen to it on iTunes, on SoundCloud, on Stitcher, and other tuning, other platforms. So we're trying to be as creative as we want. And if God bless us, I don't know where this is taking us, we might still have a mobile application.
Hell yeah!
Because I'm trying
it might just be like the beginning of a much
bigger thing. So we might have mobile application.
Open.
Like you can just. We have our own dedicated application where you can just listen, download, and just listen to our podcast or live. We'll try to make a short video if possible, because the video gig, I don't think we have the money to buy the space.
And also, like, based off of the feedbacks we've been getting from folks, we decided to like reduce to like
the
an
time.
hour.
Yeah, an hour. Yeah.
So we're just gonna be giving you an hour of content. So
we're gonna cover as many topics as possible. So we don't want to talk over
a couple of things we can actually,
just like within an hour we can actually talk
about. There are things that we can talk about that just never goes out of fashion. Because I've always wanted us to talk about music sampling.
Oh yeah.
So that's
a big issue with Nigeria. I think we should talk about that.
So it's something I've always wanted to talk about
next week.
And it's something I thought we should talk about today, but we already have so much to talk about already, and it's already an hour.
We're exceeding the time, so
I just feel like next week we're going to talk about music sampling.
And you see what I just put. I don't know if you read the Quincy Jones interview I just put. I
feel like Ebro is actually talking about it too.
That is like a very nice interview. That is good interview. A good interview. Very straightforward interview, and for Quincy just to even talk about Nigerian Yoruba's music, that is huge, man.
Yeah,
that is huge.
Big
Talking
ups.
about African music, that is huge, and people doesn't really know this whole thing started from the motherland. The whole thing, the whole idea behind music, or the concept behind music. I think we'll talk about this next week. So
it might really be getting vague, or it might really be getting cliche to say like the future is Africa, but take it or leave it. This is already the foundation that people are starting to actually retrace steps back to the motherland.
Yes.
So the future is Africa. It just starts more on this creative and entertainment and pop culture and content creation platform of artists actually realizing that okay, there's actually a form of sound that's actually unique that started from home. So
they really have to tap
form
in.
of things will actually come back. That people will start to retrace that.
Now, there was a video of Joe Budden's and Puff Daddy dancing to Fela's music.
Fela the OG.
Yeah, and you see what is his name? Sweet Biz, like playing Nigerian music. Like if he plays 10 music on Instagram, it is like mostly Nigerian
because
music.
the sound is actually beautiful. Like
Yeah,
I was in the gym today,
and he went to South Africa. He just came back from South Africa too.
So I was in the gym today and I was listening to Mr. Easy. Though I know Mr. Easy there's a lot of hate towards him because of the comments and the things he said about Nigeria, though he's a Nigerian. But I just think his music is so unique that makes me realize why people so much love him until he just got into this media faux pas.
And just shut.
So the sound is beautiful. Like it's
and I don't know if I said it last week. My friend from my friend from Sweden just hit me up with this one Deco's song. This song is blowing up Sweden and BBC Radio. I don't let me find from my Facebook. It was like, this song is big in Sweden. It's blowing up BBC Radio in the UK. I was like, this song is being out for like a year plus, I was like, I love this song. And one of my classmates again in school, we just finished class now, graduate class. I was like, you from Nigeria? I say, yeah. So I love what is this girl name?
Tiwa Savage?
Not Tiwa, the other one. Yemi Alade. I love Davido. I was like, wait a minute. How do you know? He's an Indian guy. He was like, I listen to a lot of Nigerian music. I was like, wow, that is huge, man. That is really big.
Cool
see
stuff.
People outside like really following our music.
With that being said,
I'm here not even listening so much about Nigerian music, so I really have to pay so much attention. So
it's time to go.
Hanging the mic up. So we close it down today. So thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching our videos. Keep following us and keep supporting us. We love you guys. Peace out.
Yeah. See
I
you
remain your
next week.
boy Joel, aka Authority.
My name is Anthony at Grooving Tony on Instagram and Twitter.
Thank you. Bye.